Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new type of video that I might not ever make again, but I just thought it would be an interesting topic. Now, you may or may not have noticed a few things with this weird title called The New Void Times, or well, the two animations I made. So, basically, back in early 2020, I once made, probably have some things appearing on screen about now. I was working as a concept artist for a show. I will not be naming the show because the person I was making it with, who I was friends with at the time, I have since fallen out of. But eventually, me and one of the voice actors and workers, dick animators, I forgot, a fellow concept artist and voice actor, Bob, or as you probably know him, Macintosh Plus, actually, me and him began to make a little bit of a joke using the two main hosts of the show and then warping them into more deranged, goofy versions of themselves. We dubbed these versions Zygosine and Spoiled Milk. What you're currently seeing is some of the concept artwork I have made back then in 2020, actually. Very early and surprisingly not too bad for being completely just amateur at everything. I'm actually surprised by how decent it turned out. Alright, now I'm showing Spoiled Milk. At first he was just almost a direct copy of the original character, but eventually we decided at one point, I don't remember the thought processing, but eventually we decided to give him his own actual unique model because it felt weird that he was so similar to an already existing character, which then resulted in, at first, something pretty rough. It was just a rough little sketch, but this sort of actually became the basis for his design. And what an interesting design he had, being just whatever that is. At one point, it was originally just going to be Sagazine and Spoiled Milk, but eventually we added more characters. Ironically enough, B-Bun actually wasn't originally a character. It was actually my suggestion to add him because I thought the B-Bun emoji being a character would be funny. So he was hastily added to the group, but was originally going to appear later in the series. Back then, it was called CSG-17B, which were the initials of the four main characters: Sagazine, Spoiled Milk, Quark 17, and B-Bun, also in the order of when they were added to the series. So B-Bun was a lot more weird. He was a lot louder, but he was also the voice of reason. And this was his model for the longest time, back when I was all for shading and other things. But I think it still has some charm. It's not nearly as good as the one he has now, but the, the facial expressions are funny, goofy. Yeah. Now, originally, the plot of the show was that there was no plot. Everything that was done was stylistically done to be as crappy as possible, and just a brief little short cartoon series that would be made for fun while we worked on something actually more serious. But eventually, it got far more intricate and strange. That even extended to Cygazine's design. Now, at one point, Cygazine looked more or less just completely identical to the original character, but eventually, you're seeing some old concepts of him, including a little blinking animation. Remember when they actually blinked? Anyways, so I really need a script. Um, I don't know what to say about that frame, honestly. But eventually we decided to start redesigning him a bit to try to make him his own character instead of just being a weirder version of some other character. Here's some more concept art I made of him. I think that's one of the first drawings I ever made of him. I had to make it like super quickly for like a storyboard, and like, he looks awful. He looks so stupid. Why does he look like this? It's not even connected properly. But okay, so eventually, like, yeah. So for fun, I actually colored his model just recently to just give you an idea of how he probably would have looked. Maybe it would have looked akin to this, probably. But that wasn't his actual model. That would have just been for like storyboards and stuff. But now I'm gonna go through his actual design so you can progressively see how he changed designs originally. So this was his very first design, when it was just a straight up taken asset from the other show, which we probably were planning on changing. I'm glad we did. So eventually he was made a little wider and stuff, but that didn't seem to sit well. So eventually the show went nowhere at COG-17B, and this resulted in Bob stepping away from the project and most animation projects in general, and I was actually just left in control of it. And I wanted to actually continue it for some reason, so I stuck through, but I had always a falling out, as I mentioned, with that other guy, the guy who originally designed magazine. So I think, I don't know, it's been a while, I don't really remember much. Only using guy with it because I can't really remember. But I had a falling out with them, so I started progressively changing magazine. So at first I just changed his colors. I was like, oh, I like that, but it still reminds me too much of the original design. But then I completely remade his design from the ground up, and yeah, you've probably seen this one before. This one is the actual model used by Bob in one of his animations, and this is the official Sagazine design. Back then, before he was called Zapata and everything, I'm the master of subtlety. Yeah. Eventually, I got the whole team together, the main four characters, including an updated spoiled milk design, which is also being used to my knowledge now. I gave Zapata and spoiled milk back to Mac because I didn't like keeping characters away, and they were originally his characters to begin with, so I'm not conflicted about that. I like the replacements a lot more, honestly, now. But as you can see, the spoiled book's design really changed a tiny bit, a little more refined, a little better looking. And the can finally see Glock 17. Originally, he was just the gun. That was it. But then we added the red rims because it looked funny. And we came up with the idea that if he coughed or huffed, he just shot bullets. It was a series. Now I'm actually gonna start showing the actual like brief animations that I can find of the first episode when I finally got control of the series back in 2021-ish, I think. It's hard to tell when it was made, honestly. But yeah. Sorry for the cringe rating, but you can kind of see that I was still figuring things out. In fact, the first one wasn't even voiced over. I think it was just a couple of animations, and ugh. But, well, hope you enjoy the very first episode of PSG-17B's very first version. What is this video? Yeah, this didn't age well, but history is history, and I had to show you the humble origins of the show. Unfortunately, I don't have any finished episodes or anything of the like, so I cannot show you what this era of PSG-17B was like. Oh wait! I do have the entire first episode almost entirely finished. So I'm going to be playing that now and to show you the entirety of it. Warning, the last minute or so of it wasn't finished, so I'm going to have to use still frames in order to finish the story. Please mind the terrible voice acting from me. I actually got one of my friends, Andy the 10, to provide the voice of Beebun and everyone else, and I'd say he did a fantastic job considering the crap he was working with. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy.
Zagazine, what are you doing?
I'm curious about that bird.
I don't think that's a bird.
Of course it is. It has a beak.
That isn't a bird. I think anyone can see that.
You're no birdologist. I probably know more about birds than you do.
Well, I have common sense.
Well, that's one thing we don't have in common, my friend.
Do you know what this thing is?
Bub.
Now, do you see any difference between these two?
One of them's on paper.
That is not a bird, Zagazine.
Well, go look at this book. It has the bird in it.
Nope. I don't see it anywhere. No. Oh, I found it. That isn't a bird.
Don't be silly. It's a bird.
It's called a skull eater.
Sounds nice.
Magazine.
Hey, I don't judge you for your dietary decisions.
It eats skulls.
It's friendly. I'll show you.
Magazine, get off the tree.
Nope.
You could actually die.
I can't die. I have insurance.
That isn't what insurance is for.
Hello, Mr. Bird. Ow, it's biting me. Ow, ow. Get away, you carnivorous fowl. Oh no. Oh no. Somebody call 911. Ah!
I need to call someone.
So what you're saying is that your friend climbed a tree, got eaten by a bird, and I'm supposed to get him back.
It does sound weirder once you say it out loud. You can get him back, right?
I guess I may as well try. Hey, dumb bird, give this man his friend back. Well, that didn't work. Any more ideas, Gene?
Hey, what did I do?
Oh, you call me in the middle of the day when I could have been fixing actual problems and helping people who actually need help to somehow correct your own friend's stupidity by somehow getting a bird to uneat him, which was his own stupid fault. And you expect me to know what to do?
Yes.
Well, there's one idea I have not tried. Ah! Take that, stupid bird! Now,
Oh no, running now.
I lost the line, so I have to do them. Okay. Oh, no, this ain't good. Think, people, think. Wait, I got it. All hail the bird. All hail the skull eater.
all hail our mighty leader! All hail our mighty leader!
I don't want your loyalty. I want your skulls. I have been carefully awaiting my takeover of your small town for the last few days, and now I am ready to destroy you all. Soon nothing will stop me.
Gasp!
You can talk. You can talk.
I always could talk. I simply chose not to indulge in your primitive speech. I am far more advanced than you will ever be in 10,000 years. Now it is time to be devoured.
What can we do for you to spare us from your... What? That's not even the accent. What am I doing? What can we do? What can we do to you? What can we do for you to spare... I keep on sounding like different words. I guess that makes sense. What can we do for you to spare us of your wrath? What can we do for you to spare us from your wrath?
You can't. Nothing will ever change my view of you. Now prepare to die.
Well, at least that's over.
Hi, Babon.
Oh, hey, Sabana, that's Xena. Wait, how'd you get back?
I don't know. Wait, what happened to the bird?
It got crushed by that walk.
It died? No! Cause you convenient skywalk!
It tried to kill you. It tried to kill you. I wish I killed you.
It did it out of waff.
So, that masterpiece you just saw was the very first version of the new Four Times. That episode will likely be remade into something actually far better, but one final thing I must show you before we get to the final changes. The intro was originally supposed to change a little bit to get more complex as more characters were added. Such as this, which would have been when Spoiled Milk got introduced finally. Wow, I sucked at animating back then. But anyways, now we can finally get to the more interesting stuff that's actually recent. Eventually, Mac returned, and I actually gave him Mac Sagazine and Spoiled Milk. But I didn't want all my efforts to be wasted, so I decided to redesign them into the newer counterparts. Sagazine got turned into Zapata, and I maintained ownership of B-Bun since he was my character. And I also kept Squawk 17 since Mac wasn't really that interested in him. And now I'm going to be showing you the new designs of all the characters. So I also added Daily, Zapata's brother, to kind of act as the middleman now, since World Milk is no longer there, and there needs to be some sort of middleman that's somehow more chaotic, but also not at the same time. And B-Bun definitely got upgraded a good bit. I mean, look at them, those sunglasses. It's really night and day, the difference. A little bit of why not messing up, but that'll be corrected in the actual show. They originally had a different hat, but I swapped his as a Zapata's because I thought they blended to get him better. And yeah, that's how the characters got redesigned. As for Spoiled Milk, he got turned into Zero, which was originally just a very, very simple change in design, but eventually he got redesigned as well. Again, after already being redesigned the most out of all the characters, besides Zapata. I don't know why that's playing. I'm gonna have to keep stopping there, but so he looked like this originally. And then a friend created a new concept which I recreated. Not too sure what you guys think of this design. He's not too proud of it, so he's gonna remake it again. I'm dreading animating Zero now because how complex this design is, but I think it's a definite improvement over the original. It was just looking cool. He turns things into ones and zeros now instead of just putting them in the garbage. Yeah. Oh, there's one other thing that must be shown. Another little interesting thing to note is at one point I wanted to bring back the original concept that started the show to begin with. So I made an unfinished idea called CSG, which would feature just the original trio and be as stupid as it intended without any of the more complex stuff that was added later on. Now, I only have the voice acting for my character, which, once again, is ugh. But unfortunately, you'll have to hear it, so my apologies. And more terrible old animation.
Spoiled Milk, you've always been my best friend.
Yes, that's the entire animation. That's how far I got. But now I shall just play every single line that my character had. I think you can kind of tell what the plot was. Well, enjoy.
Spoiled Milk, you've always been my best friend. I will go get the lunchbox for my friend Glock 17. Are you kidding you? I just need the lunchbox. I don't need to do the thing yet. Spoiled Milk! I trusted you and now you betray me. I trusted you. Why did I do that? What have you done? You will pay for your tree. Thank you for making us friends again, Clock 17. We shall go now. Welcome to Pain. You stupid spurs. Why did you do that? Are you betraying me again? Aha! So am I. I just went mining into the trash bag, and I uncovered this. Spoiled milk. I have bad news. The bomb is aggressive.
I don't remember half of those lines. And I'm pretty sure I lost the original script for what Spoiled Milk says. But I think he just turns the world into trash because he is trash. And then they find a bomb in the trash bag and then they both die. Yeah, this was a weird sub-series that never went anywhere. And awkwardness aside, that's pretty much all the major changes TSG-17B went into getting turned into the new 4 times. I hope you are excited for the new episode. It should come out someday. Just stop being lazy. But now it's time to say it out loud. Make sure to like and subscribe